It's only been a few short days, but we are back with the J1 League GOALZONE Show, and it's another packed round of fixtures in the top division, promising plenty of highlights and goals all coming your way. Round 11 brought about the top of the table clash between Kawasaki and Cerezo at the Todoroki Stadium, while bottom dwellers Shonan hosted Nagoya Grampus. Third place Gamba, back after 11 days, faced the Reds, and Kashiwa Vissel made the trip to Kobe. Sagan Tosu, with their matches still postponed due to COVID-19 infections, meant that Vegalta Sendai sat out this week as well. League leaders Kawasaki, looking to extend their incredible run of 9 straight wins, would face a tough customer in second place Cerezo Osaka. The visitors, with the best defence in the league, hoping to close the gap. Here's Shazad Haq.
Good control, excellent work on that left-hand side by Maruhashi, and it could be the first goal! Well, it's Cerezo Osaka who take the lead. A little bit against the run of play with all the possession. The early possession that they had, Kawasaki Frontale. Delightful ball into the feet of Bruno Mendes, and that's a great finish from him. On the 20-minute mark, here come Kawasaki Frontale, straight a goal! At the near post, keeper might not be happy, but Wakizaka is. Jin Hyun isn't look at all pleased with that. Called it right round that wall, creeping in there, the despairing dive. It's a really good run there from Yamane. Was there a late challenge? And immediately the hands go up for Maruhashi. He knew what that meant. The referee points to the spot. The man who was brought down, Ienaga, presumably the designated penalty taker. And he makes no mistake. Akihiro Ienaga, with his 4th goal of the season, gives Kawasaki Frontale the lead for the first time tonight against Cerezo Osaka. Can they break through here? They can! And Yu Kobayashi continues his superb scoring run in this J1 League 2020. And after a fine spell of possession from Kawasaki Frontale, well, immediately after the changes are made, they've given themselves a lifeline. And Seko, ghosting in at the far post, scores. There is still life in this game. Well, it was helped on, no doubt about that, by Kobayashi. Again, excellent passing. Mitoma, he looks so good. So she's come on! And Mitoma once again scores after he comes on. His 3rd goal in 2 games. But I think you've got to look as well at Jin Hyun. Could he have done better there? He started the move, he took a quick shot, yeah, and that is disappointment from the goalkeeper. He's got to be doing better. Noborizato. Oh, another goal! And Damea, who's only been on for a minute. An easy tap in for him, but there was numbers. There really was. Mitoma again, all over. Excellent work. He's just skipping past players, isn't he? The initial shot from Noborizato, he couldn't believe it that he didn't score. Good save from Jun Hyung. Cerezo also in action against Vegalta Sendai. Final whistle has gone. And the final score at the Todoroki Stadium, it's Kawasaki Frontale 5, Cerezo Osaka 2.
At the Mitsuzawa Stadium, Yokohama FC were hoping for a repeat of their goal-scoring antics from the last round, as they were up against a Kashima Antlers side, unbeaten in their last 4. Yokohama would get on the score sheet midway through the first half. Remember, there's no VAR in the J-League since the COVID situation began. You might spot a handball there from Kazunari Ichimi, but the goal stood and it was credited to Yusuke Minigawa. 1-0 at the half, into the second period now, and Ryuji Izumi takes this one down nicely on his chest, but sees his shot saved by the goalkeeper. 11 minutes into the second half, and a long, low driven ball by goalkeeper Yuji Rokutan finds Yusuke Matsuo on the break. He checks back smartly, but is shot across the face of the goal. Kashima still looking for the equaliser then, this in the 58th minute, checking to his right but then scuffing his shot. That's Izumi with the chance. Yokohama would indeed hold on to their win right up until the 92nd minute here when they had a chance to make it 2-0. It fizzled away though, and Yokohama registered back-to-back wins. An uphill battle was in store for last place Shonan Bellmare as they hosted Nagoya Grampus. The visitors looking to bounce back after falling to Tokyo last weekend. Chance for an early Nagoya strike just 2 minutes in, but Zhao Schmidt's header over the bar. Same situation again 17 minutes later, punched over this time by the goalkeeper. No goals in the first half and we're still goalless here in the 79th minute. Mateus with the ball in, but under pressure from a defender, Naoki Maeda couldn't quite connect. And would you believe it, we remained goalless until the 92nd minute, and it was an own goal that would decide this one. Mitsuki Saito getting his head to the ball, and that is an away win. Next up, the duel of disciple against master. Peter Klanovski welcomed his old team, Ange Postecoglou's Yokohama F. Marinos. The former Marinos assistant coach would be eager to show his Shimizu side were no pushovers, having managed to avoid defeat in their last 5 games. Mark Richmond has your commentary.
Junior Carlos, I've seen him in that game where he's just put his head down and just run a defensive, and he's gone a long, long way right now. Junior Santos, oh my goodness, that's a brilliant goal. What a goal in his first start for Yokohama Marinos. He couldn't score in 10 games for Kashiwa Vissel, and now just 1.5 minutes into his debut in his first start for Yokohama, he has scored a peach of a goal, a brilliant solo goal, running from his own half, right there, almost 60 meters all the way through, put his head down, had only one thing in mind, and that was to go bearing in on goal. Carlinhos now. Takeuchi continues the movement with Nishizawa! What an equalizer for Kenta Nishizawa. Right back in it, Shimizu has pulse. Oh yes, that's the fist pump. That's showing the master what he's learned from him. And this man always scores against Yokohama Marinos. In fact, that's a historical strike for Kenta Nishizawa. He has now become the first player to score in 3 consecutive games in this fixture. That's another brilliant cross, Maeda! Well, that's also a first goal for Yokohama Marinos, and it's come for Daisen Maeda. Hanato was limping inside the penalty box. Maybe that's the reason why they couldn't push up for offside. No, it's Valdo who keeps Maeda on, tracking back while the rest of the defenders went up, but you'd have to say very well planted into the back of the net. Goto was the furthest player forward to be that man to hold up the centre backs. It's a lovely ball that's played in behind, and it's an own goal in the end by Thiago. Well, if it didn't intervene, it might have been an easy tap in for Carlinhos, and it was all about the ball inside the box from Shota Kaneko. Twice they faced a deficit, and twice they've equalized. Shimizu has pulse. How about this for a cross by Kaneko? He knew it was great the moment it left his boots, and he was admiring it. So too Carlinhos, and Thiago was scrambling from the get-go. Matsuda and Watanabe, the 2 substitutes combining, try to free up some space and look for any sort of an angle to attack Junior Santos. Oh, it's got into the back of the net! Junior Santos. It was hit and hope. And Yokohama Marinos lead for the third time in this game. The crowd totally stunned into silence. And they were totally sniped by that attempt. It looked for all in the world. A lot of questions were probably asked. Why did he even shoot? Well, if you don't buy the ticket, you don't win the lottery. Simple as that. He bought the ticket, and it somehow found its way through the legs of Valdo with a wicked deflection past the goalkeeper. Matsubara back to Junior Santos. Still Junior Santos. Oh, Junior Santos did too much at that time. He's still managing to get to the ball. Ball cross right at the back. 4-2. Kota Watanabe with his first ever J-League goal. And surely now that will be the end of the 5-match unbeaten run for Shimizu as Pulse. Clearly onside. Syoko, the left back, played him on. And twice already in this game, Takano has come out with peaches of crosses to pick a player in the box. Corner taken deep. Terrace in! It's come off the crossbar. And Takashi Kanai has scored one against his previous club. We're not done yet. He believes, and that has given them belief. He went for the initial header. Ilgyu kept out that looping header by Tirasin Dangda. The referee says enough is enough. He played on an extra 2 minutes because the game was that entertaining. Shimizu S Pulse's 5-game unbeaten run comes to a close with a 3-4 defeat.
We played our football, and you know, again, we had moments and chances in the game to turn the game, take the lead, win the match. So we're not lacking anything. We just need to keep going every day and keep pushing. And like I said, I'm super proud of all the players and the playing group as a whole. It's yeah, we'll keep building.
Yeah, look, it was you know, it was a good performance. It was a good game. Plenty of goals. Both teams were trying to attack and created a lot of chances. You know, we could have had a more comfortable lead, but in the end, it's a good 3 points against a good team.
We're at the halfway mark in the J1 League Goal Zone Show, but plenty more highlights to come. And that includes a goal fest in Hiroshima when we come back. No other show brings you all of the best highlights from Japan's top flight. This is the J1 League Goal Zone Show. Let's head to Osaka for our next game. At the Panasonic Stadium Suita, Gamba Osaka, who had their match postponed in the last round, would be hoping that the extra day's rest would help them go past visiting Urawa Reds. Chance for the Urawa Red Diamonds in only the 4th minute, and some great defending by Gin Shoji denies Kazuki Nagasawa. 11 minutes in and Gamba Osaka with a chance. Kosuke Onose's ball finds Takashi Usami, who composes himself and sends in a beautiful shot that strikes the bar. The first goal came midway through the first half. Takehiro Sakine starts this one, gets an assist from Leonardo, and his shot scuffs the leg of a defender. Urawa up 1-0. Urawa would get their second goal 10 minutes later. Some debate about the penalty decision. Remember, no VAR here. Gun Shoji handles the ball, but was he outside the box? The referee said yes, and Leonardo sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. 4 minutes later, and Gamba looking to pull one back. Yosuke Ideguchi with the shot, saved though by the legs of Shusaku Nishikawa. So 2-0 to the visitors at half-time. Urawa would improve upon their dominance in the second half. Poor defending from Gamba and then hesitation meant that in the end Yukimoto would make it 3-0, 12 minutes into that second period. With the result pretty much done and dusted, stand by for the goal of the round. From Usami's corner, Yosuke Ideguchi smashes that one home on the volley, 3-1. but Gamba failed to find their way back into the game. Yuya Fukuda with the shot in the 82nd minute, and after a slight pause, Nishikawa dives to his right and saves the day. Sanfrecce Hiroshima were back at the Edion Stadium to host 4th placed FC Tokyo. Both sides were running a tight ship at the back and should make this one a closely contested affair. Match commentary brought to you by Patrick Kinghorn.
Thrown in looking for Nagoya. Oh, they found space here for Nagoya, deflected it in, and we've got the early goal. 13.5 minutes into the match, and Yuki Nagoya, with only his 2nd ever career goal, his 1st of the season. He stayed up after being forward from the corner, and FC Tokyo caught napping defensively. He looked very innocuous, but he held his line well, and it was a beautiful touch from Tajima that played in Yuki Nagoya, and he's given Sanfrecce Hiroshima an early breakthrough here. Tuna win against Cerezo of the Philippines. Oh, they could be in here. Leandro, is this 1-1 straight off the back? Leandro scuffs it, flag stays down, they've leveled it up, and Diego Oliveira, well, the defence at both ends found wanting, and Sanfrecce Hiroshima, with a joint best defensive record in the division, were carved open very easily indeed there, and we've got 2 goals inside 19 minutes. It's all about the partnership of Leandro and Diego Oliveira. Leandro, not sure whether he's going for goal. It might have been a scuffed shot turn cross, but it was Diego Oliveira that reacted fastest. He was definitely onside on the edge of the 6-yard box, and all he had to do was stab this home. The danger's not cleared yet. Arthur Silva gets it through to Shuto Abe. Shuto Abe, what a chance, what a strike and what a goal! And the game's been turned on its head. 2 goals in 3 minutes, an FC Tokyo lead. And what a moment for Shuto Abe, the 22-year-old with his 1st ever J1 goal, and he won't score many better for the rest of his career. Beautiful assist from Arthur Silva to thread it through, but what about the finish from Shuto Abe? An open game this, against all expectations. Asano with a cross, it's flicked on and they are square up. Decent cross, sensational finish. And it's another defender that's on the score sheet, this time Hayato Araki, with his 1st of the campaign. And they're getting some joy out of keeping defenders up from the back from the 2nd phase of set pieces. They've been vulnerable from crosses all season, and that's a beauty from Asano, and a really deft header from Hayato Araki. And we've had 4 goals in this 1st half, with the promise of more to come. It will be Leandro! It's a 5-goal 1st half. Leandro has got his 6th of the season, and the 5th goal of the half is the best goal of the half. An exquisite free kick to send FC Tokyo surely now ahead at the break. Pinpoint perfection, Osaka beating all ends up, and the cultured right foot of Leandro. Reina flicked on, what a chance this is for the youngster. Pulls it back, deflected shot, Leandro Priera! And they have leveled it up! And this time the flag stays down! And Hayoko Abe, who has been a shining light for Sanfrecce Hiroshima through the whole 90 minutes, has given them the point out of absolutely nothing. And FC Tokyo, who looked so assured for 50 minutes and 28 seconds in the 2nd half, have thrown away 2 points here, and Leandro and Diego Oliveira can only look on in disgust. And just like that, it's Sanfrecce Hiroshima 3, FC Tokyo 3, and on the balance of possession alone, you have to say Sanfrecce Hiroshima a value for a point.
After a hard loss over the weekend at home to Kawasaki, Consadole Sapporo would be looking for an improved result as they welcomed Oita Trinita, who managed to win in their last round. Oliver Hogben with your match commentary.
Oh, it's Kagawa, and it's then been put in. Would you believe that? And it is Kohei with his first goal of the season, and that is a real shock for Contadole Sapporo because they've dominated much of the half and they have been punished right at the interval. It is Contadole 0, Trinita 1. But again, the pressure comes through Lucas Fernandez. Anderson Lopez lays it off to Lucas Fernandez, who's danced through. What a moment of magic that was. The two Brazilians combine to give Contadole the equalising goal with minutes left. It is Contadole 1, Oita Trinita 1. A thoroughly entertaining game here at the Atsubetsu Stadium in Sapporo. Kohei's goal right before half-time. It finishes at full-time. Hokkaido Contadole Sapporo 1, Oita Trinita 1.
At the Nagoya Stadium, Vissel Kobe locked horns with Kashiwa Vissel. The visitors came into this one after a first loss in 6 matches, but had Olunga still in red-hot form. And here he is just 7 minutes into the game, getting the better of 2 defenders. But as you can see from the replay, just when he pulled the trigger, his foot hit the turf before it hit the ball. It was the home team though that got the first goal of the game, although they had to wait for the stroke of half-time to get there. Yutaro Ode finding space on the right, Yuta Goke with the opener. So, a goal just before half-time and the equaliser came just afterwards. Hiromo Mitsumaro with the cross, Hayato Nakama heads home. 8 minutes later and Goke was looking for his second goal of the game. Fine save though by Kosuke Nakamura, diving away to his left. In the 68th minute, Mateus Savio picks up the ball on the left. You think he might have pulled the trigger, but he delays slightly and then curls a beautiful little chip. Over the head of the goalkeeper? No, tipped away beautifully. Olunga is a giant of a man and there's no stopping him at 1.93 m, showing his strength and power here to push through and get the go-ahead goal. 2-1 to Kashiwa. But if Olunga was the hero at one end, goalkeeper Nakamura was heroic at the other. Douglas's effort, and that drew a fine reflex save. And there was still time for plenty more action, even here in the 89th minute. Douglas controls the ball with his left foot and shows a very calm head to slot that past the goalkeeper. 2-2 now. And there was still time for more action. Here we are in the 94th minute. Masatoshi Mihara playing the ball in. It doesn't touch his teammate, and it's 3-2 now. Here now in the 95th minute, Kashiwa looking to wrap things up. Olunga plays a nice tidy pass behind him. Ataru Esaka though shoots straight at the goalkeeper. 3-2, the final score. A big 3 points for the league leaders then, putting 5 past Cerezo and setting a new J1 record of 10 consecutive wins. Yokohama FC, with their first clean sheet of the season, beat Kashima 1-0, while defending champions Yokohama F Marinos topped Shimizu 4-3. A last-minute winner helped Kashiwa beat Vissel Kobe 3-2. Sanfrecce and FC Tokyo played out a 6-goal thriller to share the points, and Contadole Sapporo finished with a 1-1 tie against the Oita Trinita. With that record-setting victory, Kawasaki opened up a 10-point lead ahead of Cerezo. Grampus moved up to 3rd, while the Reds climbed to 4th with their latest wins. Vissel moved up 2 places and are on 19 points, with FC Tokyo and Gamba Osaka behind on goal difference. An inconsistent Vissel Kobe are yo-yoing between the top and bottom halves of the table, and a loss this week drops them into 10th. No big changes at the bottom. Sagan Tosu are in 17th, but with 2 games in hand, and Shonan are still anchoring the foot of the table on 4 points. We've come to the end of another edition of the J1 League Goal Zone Show. My name's Steve Dawson. Hope you've enjoyed the action. We'll see you next time.